Legacy Express. Looks like I got Carlo a new recruit. Migo Lord, whoever that is. So, awesome. Now I don't feel like I did this in vain. I'm helping people. Which is, I'm a people, I wouldn't call myself a people pleaser, because I halfway don't care what people think, and I halfway do. But I'm a helper, I think my calling on this earth is basically to be a healer. But at the same time, I have to also myself be healthy. And I can be a little negative and critical at times. And because I think I help too much and I give of myself too much, and then I basically bring myself down or allow other people to bring me down, which is pretty much the same thing. So I have to learn how not really be weak, but give too much of myself to where it makes me weak, if that makes sense. But anyways, so yeah, Legacy Express. I might actually be looking at going here myself. I do overall like where I am right now. However, I feel like I'm working more for less. Speaking of which, So yeah, I'd consider going back to dry van. See, the problem with Stoller, I think, and I'm going to try not to be too negative. When I came to work here, the way the recruiter / safety guy explained the job, it gave the impression that I would be more over the road type. But really, it's not much different than HMD. I'm like picking up and delivering every day. I almost feel like a local driver in the Chicago area, just like I was with HMD. It's like right now I'm doing 2 loads back to back from going back to back to Indiana. Wow. Anyways, sorry. So I'm doing 2 loads back to back from Illinois to Indiana. And the load before that was Indiana to Indiana, and the load before that was Illinois to Indiana. That's to wake me up from my power nap. Anyway, so I don't really go that far. Most of the loads are in the Chicago type area, 500, 600 miles radius of Chicago, which is what I was doing with HMD. I'm not really getting any more miles, and I'm actually making less money per mile. However, I do get plenty of home time. So, it's like with HMD, they told me that I would have 2 full days off, but they wouldn't honor it. This dispatcher, Carlo, was the only one that honored it. So that was the biggest problem I had with HMD. There were some other little things that I didn't like, but they were somewhat tolerable. Like they skimmed your layovers and your detention time. So if you worked 2.5 hours, you only got paid for 2 instead of 2.5. But these guys here, you have to apply for layover, and you have to apply for delay at tank wash, and you have to apply for breakdown pay, but you may not get it. Now, detention time, they do honor that, where I am now, and they got a little slip that I fill out, and I notify them after 2 hours, like normal. I fill out the paperwork, and I get the customer to sign the paperwork, and I get paid. But, and I haven't had any trouble with that. The problem here is I get paid commission 25%, and it should probably be closer to 1/3. But I got to thinking lately that maybe I could increase my paycheck by making sure I maximize my weight. I don't know if my percentage is contingent on the weight of the product. A lot of these places don't have scales, so I gotta measure so many inches from the top and guess, because a lot of these customers don't know how much the product weighs. So I'm guessing, loading my own products, but I'm basically at the customer twice a day, for 2 hours at least every day. And so that's 4 hours a day I don't get paid for. You know, I could be driving, and then they deadhead me from one location to the other to pick up loads. And sometimes the deadhead miles are just as much as the loaded miles, or half as much as the loaded miles, like this back-to-back run I'm making right now. This back-to-back run I'm doing right now is basically half loaded, half empty. While I only get paid the loaded miles. So how does that work out? I don't know. I'll find out. Because this load is heavy. This product is heavy, and so there was a Stoller driver delivering where I was picking up yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, you got a small," you know, he's one of those guys who has to come over and micromanage everything you're doing, like stick his nose in your business and act like, you know, "Oh, you need my help." It's like, did I ask you your help? You know, why are you sticking your nose in my business? However, I didn't say anything, and in a way, it's a good thing I didn't say anything, because I actually did learn something from the guy yesterday, something I didn't know. You know, so sometimes you can learn something from know-it-alls. But anyway, hang on, I'm at a stop sign. Yeah, this guy, he was annoying. But like I said, I didn't say anything, and I actually learned something from him, so something good came of it. But something bad could have came of it at the same time. So the guy's like, "Oh, this is a smaller tank than mine. You can load more or you can load it to 10 inches instead of 12 inches. Because I was saying, you know, he asked whatever, and I was like, "Well, I normally load, 12 inches from the top." And he's like, "Oh, this is a smaller tank. You could probably do 10 inches. And I'm like, "But," and then this is where I learned something new. The inside of the tank at the dome, there's a lip that goes inside. And basically it kind of helps prevent you from spilling when you slosh, if say the dome is open. But it's not 100%, but it will help a little. The sides are longer on the sides than it is front to back. So it's like it's hard to explain, but if you basically look inside the dome lid, you'll see that the two sides are longer than the other two sides. And basically that's what I learned. Nobody ever told me that, and I kind of noticed in the past, but I just never really paid it much attention. It's not that much difference. It's like 1.5 inches difference. But, when you're measuring from the side 12 inches, well, that's 12 inches further down than if you measure from the middle down. So 12 inches from the middle down is more product than 12 inches from the side down. So I did learn that. But so he's like, "Oh, you can do 10 inches. And I'm like, "I don't know about that." So I did 11, and I was 1,000 pounds over gross. So today, and I did it from the middle because he suggested the middle, right? And I'm like, all right. So I did 11 from the middle, thinking, okay, that'll put me closer to gross. No, it put me over gross. So I was 1,000. Oh, actually, I don't have the paperwork with me. pounds in the back. It was closer to 1,500 over. But anyways, but I had a half a tank of fuel. So the scale said I was 500 pounds over, and then I fueled this morning, so then I was 1,500 over. But anyhow, so I went back and I did 12 inches from the side, and then I scaled out, and I'm still 500 over gross. So this, if I'm getting paid by the weight, 25% of the load paid by the weight, then this load will pay pretty good. But I don't know if that's how I get paid or not. So if that's how I get paid, then I could work on that and make my paycheck better. I need to ask somebody who knows. I probably should ask that guy since he knows everything, but I didn't think about it. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, when somebody comes over and sticks their nose in your business and acts like, they're your supervisor when they're probably not any higher level than you are, maybe you can learn something. But anyhow, and who knows, like I said, maybe he accidentally made me more money. So there's no scales between here and there, so I don't got to worry about that. But anyways, I'm looking at Legacy as a backup plan. I'm also looking at another tanker company as a backup plan. Opie. They're like an hour from the house, maybe a little further, but they're paying like 75 cents a mile. It's a tanker, and again, they're closer to home. So I might maybe go there next year, but I also might go to Legacy next year. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, like I said, if I can get at least 2 days off at home and make a decent paycheck, that's what I care. That's all I care about, really. Treat me good, take care of the equipment, pay me decent. I don't gotta make, top dollar. I just gotta make somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500 a week, and get my 2 days off. That's all I ask. I mean, it's not much. Now, some people are like, shit, I wish I made that much money, but then they're home every day and they only work 8 hours a day. They don't work, they only work 40 hours a week. They don't work 80 hours a week like we do. And they're home every day. So, yeah, that's why we make more money, because we sacrifice a lot more for that money. Is it worth it? I don't know. But it gives me money to invest in doing what I want to do. Some of it's a waste, Like I got way too many domain names that I own. And you don't really own them. You're leasing them, technically. But I got to go through and get rid of some of them.
3 miles, turn left onto North Prairie Street.
Right now, I've got a bunch of names because I'm working on rebranding my farm, because it was daviddavidanddavid.com, because basically the founding fathers, not really, it was founded on the concepts of David, David, and David, and it was a cool name at the time. But now that I'm the last of the Mohicans, and that's why I go by Kano, because there's so many damn Davids running around. So I go my second middle name. But since I'm the last of the Davids, I'm like, I think I'm going to change my name. So I'm working on rebranding myself. Once I finally settle on a name, because I've bought the domain names for all of my ideas, but I'm not going to use all of them. So the one I settle on is the one I'll keep, and then I'll let the other ones go, I'm sure. And it's probably dumb to secure those domain names, even though I probably won't use them. But, you know, what if I decide to pick one and somebody else picked it before I did? Then I'm screwed, right? So, yeah, I'm working on that. And I got a bunch of websites that I used to manage, and I'm kind of burned out. And I hardly ever get on a computer anymore. And I need to get on a computer and work on my websites and stuff, but I just don't feel like it, and I don't really have a lot of time. I got to do a lot of paperwork at this company. So at the end of the day, by the time I get done doing paperwork from my 1 or 2 loads that I did that day, it's like I'm beat. I just want to eat and go to bed. So I don't have much time to do videos and stuff like that. I feel like I had more time with HMD, but not at home. Where here, I got more time at home, but I'm busier when I'm out here on the road, so I'm working a lot more. And I'm not really making any more money. So, I'm going to stick it out for 6 months to a year, though, and start lining up a backup plan. I'll probably be somewhere else next year. But, Legacy Express. I did look into them one time about going Expedite, because I guess they have an Expedite division, but the person I called never called me back. So, whatever. But if they will give me decent home time and give me a decent paycheck and take care of their equipment, you know, I'd be happy to go work for Carlo or go work under Carlo. He's an awesome dispatcher.
Turn left onto North Prairie Street.
So if you want to do dry freight out of the Chicago area, check out this Viber and talk to Carlo. Because that's what I created this Viber for, was to help Carlo out, because he's awesome. Give me a minute, I'm shifting. Alright. So yeah. So Legacy Express. I'm waiting for this to load. For those who are waiting to see what my average pay is, I've been working on, excuse me, I've been working on that. Just not as much as I should have been, and I got some catching up to do. Two reasons why I kind of been procrastinating it. One, I got a lot on my plate, and two, you know, I'm kind of afraid to see the number go down. The last time I did an average, the average was 69 cents per mile. $69 plus 89 plus 63, divide that by 3. So 69, 89, and 63. Let's go to the calculator. 69 plus 89 plus 63 equals, divided by 3. That's 73 cents per mile, give or take. So it went up, but, you know, it may go back down again. So I'm not doing bad where I am. I just don't feel like I'm doing great. I mean, I got almost a $2,000 paycheck last week, but that was only because I got my recruiting incentive, or my my sign-on bonus, part of my sign-on bonus. Well, this thing ain't loading. I don't know if their website's working or not. Let's try DuckDuckGo if I have it. Firefox. We'll try Firefox. Must have a heavy website. So I try not to make my websites too heavy, because it takes forever to load if you have bad, or if you're on the edge of signal. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. So they've got like 4 or 5 different divisions. Intermodal, I think they do intermodal. I wouldn't suggest intermodal to anybody, but, you know, unless it's local work, then great. But I'm not a fan of intermodal. And then Expedite, you pretty much usually have to run team to run Expedite. Interesting. their website's just too heavy. It won't load. Well, anyways, yeah, check them out. LegacyExpress.net, I think it is. And I'll put the link to the Viber in the description, so you can talk to Carlo and see if Legacy Express works for you. Carlo's a straight shooter. He's not gonna lie to you, and he's gonna treat you right if you are his driver. So, or at least I'm pretty sure he's a straight shooter. I never had problems with him, and the other people that were in the driver group. Oh, we got one of those things again. Hang on, I gotta spam them. Copy. The biggest problem with Viber is people got your number. Add to contact. The best way I found to leave these groups is to make them kick you from the group. And so they signed me up to all of these stock spam groups. One of them I ended up taking over. So it says these guys, not these guys, but another these guys. You guys into stocks? These people spammed me into their stock spam group, then left. So I took it over and made it our own little open source stock chat group. And then there's the Viber link. So if you're interested in talking about stocks, I'll put that in the description below as well. But yeah. Oh, somebody already left. Basically, nobody's hardly there, and I'm pretty much the main person that talks in there. But there are a couple, the two drivers that worked for Carlo at HMD, they're also into stocks, and they also are in this stock group. So every once in a while we talk about stocks in there, but mostly it's me. And ZIM and PBR are the best stocks right now. ZIM is the best. As far as like paying out dividends. As far as other stocks go, I don't know. I fell in love with dividends, and so I'm focusing my time and energy on dividends. Every once in a while I'll post something on YouTube, and you can find that at Kano-Stocks. YouTube.
Winding road ahead.
So there you go. What the heck is that? Oh, that's me. Oh, that's one of my farm videos. Yeah, and you can also check out my farm videos at Kano-Farm. But, warning, I've been pretty negative and critical there. However, I am trying to bring it up a notch and be happy and healthy. You know, happy and motivated, whatever. I had a bunch of worthless eaters on my land, and it brought me down. You know, I was trying to do a sustainable community, and everybody turned out to be worthless eaters. So, yeah, that affected my morale, if you will.
Turn left onto West County Road 100
Oh,
North.
I'm here at my customer. Okay, gotta go. Party on, bye.